It's called the no choice choice. The no choice choice. It is one of the most powerful kind of mindsets to accomplish anything in life, whether that's getting well, whether it's making a relationship work, whether it's, self-improvement in some way, reaching a goal, overcoming conflict, parenting, whatever it is. Because one of the things we know about accomplishing anything is that the most important factor after belief that it can be done, I mean, for us to pull something off, we got to believe that it can be done, right? We got to believe it's possible. If you tell me if you can conceive it, you can achieve it. Well, that's BS for some things. I mean, I can't fly, right? I can't play center for the Lakers. So I can conceive it, but I'm not going to achieve it. But one of the things we know about goals is that, we pick goals that are realistic. Okay. But here's the thing 99% of what you're trying to accomplish in your life has been done. Think about this, guys. Think about this. I don't know the percentage, but unless you are wanting to discover dark matter and map that in astrophysics, well, keep pursuing that. Hadn't been done yet. But if you want to do some what look like impossible things, most of them have been done. People have lost 100 pounds. People have turned a horrible relationship around. People have come from bankruptcy to wealth. People have come, in other words, we're talking about humanly achievable things a lot of times. The problem is they haven't been achievable to me. And since they're achievable, then there's some factors we have to load in because we know it's possible, right? And that's where expertise comes alongside of us and helps us see, well, yeah, of course it's not working. You got to do this instead of that. Well, that's the first factor, is the belief that it's possible. So after you believe that it's possible, which for most things we're looking at in life, yeah, it's possible. Then I realize there are some situations. I'm going to preempt because I don't want to sound non-empathic. For sure, there are some things that do fall in the kind of in the impossible arena still. As I think about it, there's some illnesses that we haven't found the cure for yet, for example. But I'm talking about the normal stuff we want to achieve. It's been done, so it's possible. Now, here's the second thing that loads on this, and you'll hear me say this often. The second factor, we often think it's motivation. Well, and you hear stuff like, well, she wanted bad enough. She wanted it bad enough. She'd do it. Well, obviously you don't want it bad enough, or and that kind of thinking that if somebody was motivated enough, then they would get off drugs, or they would, whatever it is, they would go build a career, or you just don't care enough. Well, that's so far from the truth. I mean, even the Bible, it just says it clearly. Go to Romans 7. Paul says, the good that I would do, and fill in the blank, the drugs that I would stop using, or the good thing that I would do. He said, the desire is there, but I don't do it. I can't do it. I'm caught in the sleep. I can't do it. And that's where people come to that place you hear often that 12-steppers do, which is the first step to being able to do it is admitting that you can't do it, right? So it's the powerless thing. And then once you hit that, then you start to outline the steps that are not based in your strength, but based in your powerlessness. Think about that. Now, that's another topic. But what does an addict do? I'm unable to stop using drugs. Okay. Well, let's find something that's based on weakness and not strength. Like what? How about receiving help? You can do that one, right? You can say, I'm unable, help me. See, that's a step you can take. Why can you take it? Because it's based on weakness. Think about that. Everything that makes us grow is based on weakness. A tree that's got to get taller can't produce its own water. It's unable, it's weak. So, what does it have to do? Reach out, hold out its leaves, and say, please, rain. That's what happens when you reach out for help. Okay. So, the things that make us well, we are able to do. Think about that. I can't get over the infection. My immune system won't do it. You're right. The antibiotic can do it. Receive. Okay. Join the help. Join the intelligence that's available. Join the structure, whatever it is. All right. So once we've gotten there and we know that, okay, I got to get outside myself if I'm going to fix this, then we have some things we have to do. And these things that we have to do aren't the ultimate goal, they're the things that build on the goal. All right. That's where the no choice comes in. So let's say you're an addict. All right. You can't stop using the substance. All right. So what a no choice is when I have made a choice that when that option comes up, it won't even be a choice. I'm just going to do it. For example, you're an alcoholic and you've made the choice, you're going to go to 3 meetings a week and they start at 7 a.m. Okay, you made that choice. You've already set that priority, which I said, by the way, is the number 2 factor, not motivation. It's the prioritization of the things that are going to make a difference. Okay. When I said motivation was not beliefs number 1, motivation is not number 2, prioritization. So you've already put this is my priority, which means when it's time to do that, I'm not going to be deciding whether or not I do that. I've already made that choice and I've chosen that this won't be a choice. You get it? The no choice. I had a friend one time who was really, 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 really depressed. And part of what she had to do was she had to get in order to, get through this. She had to make the decision, I got to get out of bed. I got to get out of bed in the morning and I've got to go to, and for her, it was her aerobics class. And that's something she's able to do. Okay? It's not something she wanted to do. It's not something she even felt able to do, but she could do it. Okay. She said when the alarm went off, just like the addict I was talking about, when the alarm goes off, you don't make a decision at that point. The decision's already been made. So what people learn is when the alarm goes off, it's not a choice. I get out of bed. And they don't go into that squishy land where I could do it tomorrow. Well, one day's not gonna. Well, if I'm a little late, no choice. You've already made that decision. Now think about it this way. Every day you go to the grocery store, not every day. Maybe you do. So when you go to the grocery store, you're like, should I buy that? Well, it's a little more than I wanted to spend, but gosh, that particular cut of fish looks, should I? And you're making choices, right? We make choices with how we spend our money. Well, here's one that, unless you're in, some kind of difficult circumstance, is impossible. You don't really do that when your rent when your rent or your mortgage statement comes in, right? You don't go, I don't know if I'm gonna pay this one this month. Yeah, I think I'll go get that computer upgrade I've been wanting instead of see, that's something you've already put on you know how to do this. You've already put that on your, well, I don't choose that every month. I chose that when I signed the lease. You don't think about it. It comes in, of course you're going to do it, or you're going to be on the street, right? So I want you to think about, there are some things that are important to you in certain relationships, for example. You've already made a choice. So when the moment comes, it's not a choice. I used the example on a program not long ago. I drove. I used to live on a cul-de-sac. I drove in one night. I parked my car on the side of the curb there, and there was a guy that lived down the street that was on a rampage and came down and started really angry, and he said, "You shouldn't be driving." I think he thought I was going too fast. I might have been. I don't know, but he was wasted. I mean, the guy was really, really drunk, and he's like, and I made a choice a long time ago. I don't talk to people about anything significant when they're drunk. I don't talk to drunks about anything significant because you're talking to a wet brain. You're not even talking to somebody that's thinking. So he comes up, and I just immediately said, you know what? I would be glad. I'd love to listen to you. I'd be glad to talk about this tomorrow when you're sober. But I don't talk to people when they're drunk. So good night. And I walked off. Okay. There are things you've got that sometimes. A teenager. Yeah, I'd love to talk about that. I don't have that conversation until homework's done, remember? Or the alarm goes off. There's a million things like this. You've got to figure out what's most important to you and list a few things. There won't be a choice. I've got a friend that used this just very recently to stop smoking. He just said, okay, it's not going to be a choice anymore. I've always thought about it, like, oh, should I have one? Well, no, it's not a choice anymore. Try it. It is a very, very powerful tool.